Louis Devereux here with Slothbox. I'd like to be joined by Eddie Hearn. Eddie, I'll get right into it because I've been told I've only got 2 minutes. Lee Wood, he's chosen Maurizio Lara. Is that brave or stupid?
We'll see on Saturday night. I mean, look, he wants to prove himself as the number one in the division. I think if he beats Lara on Saturday, he will do that. Very dangerous fight, huge puncher. But, you know, he's been the underdog against Kanzu, he's been the underdog against Conlon, he's the underdog again on Saturday. And I think this is to decide who the number one in the division is.
Does the winner get Josh Warrington potentially at a stadium?
Yeah, I mean, they'll call the shots. You know, they're the champion, Josh isn't, but Josh has huge fan base, you know, a lot of money in that fight, and we would love to make the winner against Josh Warrington.
Talking of stadium fights, there's been rumours of Fury potentially fighting Usyk at Wembley. Do you think that's going to happen?
I would be surprised, but listen, it would be great for British boxing if it did. We'll see. You know, I would expect that fight to land in Middle East, but it looks like they haven't been able to deliver the money for that fight, for the fighters. I don't see how then they can deliver the money at Wembley, but who knows what's going on. But fantastic if it could happen at Wembley.
Obviously, DAZN have announced their schedule. AJ fighting in April. If he gets through that pretty easy, would you potentially consider putting him in with either the winner of Usyk Fury or even Ngannou, people have been talking about?
Yeah, the Ngannou fight's interesting, you know, from a money perspective, not really, you know, in terms of the belts and which is the ultimate focus. Usyk 3, not really on the radar, but Tyson Fury win or lose in that fight. He'd love to do that in the summer.
Does it frustrate you? Because Tyson Fury said in December that he couldn't fight AJ in December because he had to fight Usyk in February. Obviously, that hasn't happened. Is it difficult to work with when it's, you know, contradictions and changing their minds?
It's difficult when you are listening to the opinions of people that have absolutely zero common sense. I mean, you've just said something there which, you know, people don't pick up on. In the negotiations for AJ against Fury, every day he was slagging him off on social media, telling him the deadline was today. When have we seen him do that with Alexander Usyk? I mean, these negotiations have been going on since Fury's last fight, which was in December. It's nearly 3 months. You know, we had 3 weeks to conclude that fight. We were told that the fight couldn't be on December 8th because Usyk was fighting Fury in February. And then we're now in February and it ain't happening. So I don't know. It's very frustrating, but Tyson Fury says and does a lot. You have to go through the motions of dealing with those negotiations, and hopefully one day we can make it happen.
Also on the DAZN schedule, we've got Canelo versus John Ryder. Potentially. I've heard rumours of maybe Julio Cesar Martinez against Sonny Edwards on the undercard.
I don't think so. No, I think you might see Julio Cesar Martinez on that card. Unlikely against Sonny Edwards, but we're ready to make those fights this year, particularly against Bam Rodriguez as well. But let's see if we can get that fight signed for John Ryder.
Brilliant. Thanks, Eddie. Cheers.